Hi friends, welcome again to another episode of IELTS Q&A with your host Atul Pandey. This is where I answer questions that have been posted on my YouTube and Facebook channels as well as on my website or those that have been emailed to me. So recently I was talking to one of my students and she said something very interesting to me. She said that she took the IELTS exam the first time without preparing. I mean, she went to the exam without any preparation and she scored band 7 in writing. But she had to, for some reason, she had to take the exam again, maybe because she scored less in reading or listening. And so she prepared. So the next time she prepared thoroughly for IELTS. She watched all the videos, she went to all the websites, prepared and prepared for all sections of IELTS. And she managed to score more in the reading and listening section. So she managed to cross band 7 in both of those modules. But this time she scored 6.5 in writing. And since then she's taken the IELTS exam about 3 times, and all 3 times she has scored 6.5 in writing. She hasn't been able to go beyond that. And she said, what could be the reason? Why did I score 7 the first time when I did not prepare for it? Whereas now I've prepared so much and I'm not able to break through the 6.5 barrier. So I see this quite often. This is a problem which a lot of students come to me with. And there are 2 reasons for this. One is IELTS, even though it's an English language exam, if you ask any candidate, ask anyone who's taken the IELTS exam, and they'll say that the writing section depends on the topic that they get in the exam. So if it's a topic which they are very comfortable with, so for example, you might be interested in technology and you come across a topic about artificial intelligence or robotics, how are robots changing our day-to-day life or something like that. You might feel very motivated when you see that topic, and all the ideas start flowing in your head and everything just seems right. And you start thinking of good ideas, and those ideas start flowing to your hand, and you start writing the essay effortlessly. And that's when you do your best, right? You're at your best because the topic is something that you were interested in, so you get good ideas and everything just matches out, and you score a band 7 in that writing test. But if you take the IELTS exam again, this time you might get a topic which might be about maybe parenting, parent-child relationship, and maybe you don't have children yet, and maybe you're not a parent yet, right? And that's when you start struggling with ideas, because it takes more time for you to think about ideas, which means that then you're thinking of some examples, just you're trying to fit some examples to support your ideas, which may or may not go very well. And so your entire essay starts looking like it's just something which has been cobbled together, different ideas which have just been cobbled together, and it does not flow naturally. And that's where you lose your marks, right? So that's one thing. The topic makes a big difference in your score. So the thing which I would advise you to do is go over all the recent IELTS exam topics, which you can find on my website or on a lot of different other websites. Go over those topics, make sure that you are comfortable with each and every one of them. You don't have to write an essay for each one of them, but make sure that you at least brainstorm ideas for each topic. And you may not get the exact same topic in your exam, but you might get a variation of that topic. So maybe that topic is about advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence. Your exam might have do you agree that artificial intelligence is good for us or not? So there can be a slight variation in the question that you get, but at least the ideas can be reused, and you can formulate those ideas according to the topic that you get. So that's one way of making sure that even if you're not interested in the topic, it doesn't come up as a surprise for you. Now, the other factor that can also play a role in reducing your IELTS writing band score is over preparing for the writing section. I see a lot of IELTS videos about uh, templates and about using these formulas for writing your essays. And what strikes me is that those videos have got millions of views. So, which means that a lot of students are actually following that formula. And when you start writing according to a formula or a template, what you are doing is essentially making your essay look like just everyone else's essay. So which means that you've lost your originality. You are not thinking in your original way, and which means that your essay is looking exactly like someone else's essay who has also looked at that same video and has followed that template or the formula. The first time when you took your IELTS exam and you scored a band 7, you did not know about those formulas and those templates, right? And so you wrote in your own original way. Now, what I would suggest you to do is to go back and start finding your own original way of writing an essay, which does not mean that you have to come up with some completely new way of writing things, but don't try to imitate a very set formula or a set template. Try and use some components of it, but still keep your essay as original as possible. Use your own way of writing, your own way of explaining things. Just make sure that you show a range of grammar and vocabulary in your essay, and that you structure your essay in a proper manner in paragraphs, and that all of your ideas flow naturally from one idea to the example to the next idea and so on. So that's it, folks. Those are my tips for today. Be original in writing your essays, and make sure that you go over the recent IELTS exam questions beforehand so that the topic doesn't come across as a surprise to you. So all the links for the recent IELTS exams are below. So please check out the links below for tips and tricks on all IELTS exam sections. And I'll see you tomorrow for another IELTS Q&A. Bye.